What is up, everybody? My name is Blackblade and welcome back to Vlog Part 2 of our witch build. Now, as you can see, I've completely changed our build. Instead of going with Firestorm, I went with the new skill that Path of Exile released just quite recently, which is the Summoning Raging Spirit skill gem. It's a pretty interesting skill gem. Basically, it is actually a minion. At the same time, it is a spell, and at the same time, it has the properties of fire. So it's a pretty very much interesting combination for a skill gem. Now, as you can see in the video above, I already have that's actually Dominus on the cruel difficulty, and as you can see, I have gone ahead and went with the summoner build. As you can see, I have my minions there. They're already attacking. I only chose two, by the way. One is the zombies and the other ones are the skeletons. Now, regarding the fight wasn't really that easy. That hard. The only aspect here that I really found to be difficult was because I was under geared. I was taking a lot of damage. Even though I only got hit once or twice, the damage that they were doing were absolutely phenomenal. They were very significant. I could get killed with one or two shots. And actually I died in this fight. The reason I died is, of course, as you can see there, I have already summoned the portal, but then the game lagged, and a couple of enemies, if not I think only one, got a lucky shot, and of course I died. But in the end, I was still able to kill Dominus even on his second form. The minions were absolutely great. I never actually thought that they are or they could be able to handle a lot of damage and still do a ton of damage themselves. So yeah, I was really surprised by this by these minions. And of course, with that said, let's get into our build proper. Okay, so as far as our skill tree goes, as you can see here, we have taken almost all of the nodes which of course are relevant to our build, which is of course summoner. Every single node that we've taken is of course in accordance to all of our minions. First of all, of course, you need to take the Lord of the Dead. That is because to increase the life of the maximum life of your minions, of course increasing their damage and adding some maximum number of zombies and skeletons that you can summon. Of course, you need to take the some more minion life over here, and of course some more minion damage. And then I went ahead and gone up over here to get of course the grave consequences for some more maximum life to our minions, and of course some more maximum number of zombies and skeletons. And then of course I went up here to get some life, because as a witch, a witch really struggles to get life nodes. As you can see, she has a really small amount of life nodes on the skill tree. There are some over here, and then some up here, and then of course over to your left side, and then there are some over to your right side. That is because we don't really want to get too far from our skill tree. Although I did go down below over here, as you can see there, I'm really planning to take all of these life nodes over here. Of course, our effective life is only at 1,700, which is really low considering that we are already on the merciless difficulty. Now, of course, we need to take all minion nodes, specifically grave expectations over here, taking some more minion damage and life regeneration. Of course, we need to go up here to take the minion instability. So this skill node is really important if you're doing a summoner build, simply because that if your minion dies, at least they will do a small amount of damage to the surrounding mobs, probably killing them in the process. As you can see, they will deal 33% of their maximum life as fire damage. So that's a pretty important note to take if you are going to go with a summoner build. And of course, we have also taken the death attunement, with which of course increases the minion damage by minion attack speed by 8%. Although I didn't go with the Spectre type. I don't actually have any specters in my build, simply because I am lacking, one slot. If I had, a 5 slot armor, I would have chosen to put some Spectre skill gem over there, but then I didn't. But if you guys, if you guys have it, I suggest that you do get that Spectre skill gem. And of course, getting some damage and life leech over here, some more minion damage over here, and then minion life, and some more minion life and life regeneration. And of course, getting some grave intentions over here, just for them to have some additional 15% to their chaos resistance. Add to that, of course, a maximum number of zombies and a maximum number of skeletons. Now, I will take the inner force. That is, of course, to add some additional effects on our auras. And then yes, of course, I've discussed getting all of the life notes over here. And then after that, if I still have some more points or if I still level up, I'm going up here, getting, of course, some more life points or life nodes over here. Now, let's get into our skill tree. Our gear. Now, of course, for my gear, I'm not really doing so well. As you can see, this is my helm. It's a pretty bad helm. Ideally, what you'd really want there is a high roll of life and at least 2 resistances. And then, of course, with my of course, with my race zombie, what is attached there is minion speed, minion life, and of course minion damage. For my armor, it's not really that good, although it's a trifecta of resistances. Ideally, what I'd really want there is some life instead of mana. So yeah, instead of going for mana, you guys would really want to go with life. And of course, what is in there is my auras, which is I'm using 2. One is clarity, the other one is purity of elements, and then of course attached with reduced mana. And of course, lightning warp in order to for us to get from one point to another without going around. You guys know what I'm talking about here. And yeah, the reason that I chose the purity of elements is because of my very low fire resistance. Now, I could have gone with the fire resistance skill gem, but I went with purity of elements simply just to complement for our minions, so that they would have resistance to all elements as well. And then of course, for my amulet, I'm using the seed. I don't know how you pronounce that, but what that does is it adds 11% increased maximum life to our minions. Add to that some more 11 increased movement speed to our minions, and of course, minions deal 11% increased damage. So that's a pretty interesting and a pretty important amulet for us to have because we are going with a summoner build. Now, for our ring, I am using this one because of the mana regeneration rate, and of course, add to that the lightning resistance and some fire resistance. And over to my other amulet. Now, I chose this simply because of the I needed as much cold resistance and as much life as possible. And add to that, of course, we need some mana regeneration rate. Now, I would like to discuss the new skill gem, which is the Summoning Raging Spirit. It's a pretty interesting skill gem, simply because that it is a homing fireball. Although it does not have that splash effect into it, that's why what I opt to add as a support skill gem to it is, of course, increased burning damage, chance to ignite, and elemental proliferation, just for the this skill to have an AoE effect. As you can see, the base duration is only at 3.5 seconds, but then if we add an increased duration, the base its duration increases from 3.50 to 5.50, and then of course the duration will increase as the increased duration skill gem level increases. Alright, so let's get into our gloves. Our gloves is this one. I chose this one because of the +6 to 8 to its maximum life, and of course it has 2 resistances. Although those resistances are really low, ideally what you really want is a 2 resistances, which is at least at around 25% each. Now, what is attached, of course, to my Summon Skeleton skill gem is Spell Totem, Minion Speed, and Minion Life. Now, the reason that I chose Spell Totem is that ideally I don't really want to cast the skeletons over and over again, because what we really need to focus to is the Raging Spirit skill gem. Instead of casting the summon skeletons, the summon Raging Spirit skill gem is the one that we need to give attention to or focus to. Now, as for our boots, you guys already know this. Aside from the life, you have 2 resistances, and of course the increased movement speed. Sorry. And of course, what is in there, we need some curse. Of course, since we are dealing the Summon Raging Spirit as a fire damage, I chose the curse Flammability. And of course, what is attached to our Flammability is increased area of effect and a portal. So that's about it. When it comes to my flasks, these are not actually my endgame flask. I'm going to get my endgame flask as soon as I get my level up to level 60. Now, I would love to say what the damage of our... here we go. So the damage of our Summoning Raging Spirit is at 124% increased burning damage. Oh yeah, which brings me to, of course, I think we need to take the Holy Fire skill node just to be able to increase the burning damage that the Raging Spirit does. So, alright, so what else? As far as our defense goes, we are not doing pretty well with all of our defenses. As you can see, our fire defense is only at 10%, and our cold resistance is lacking at least 4% to become capped. That's why, of course, we are using the Purity of Elements. If I cast that, our fire resistance bumps up to 24%, and we have our cold and lightning resistance maxed out. And of course, since we have taken the skill node of Purity of Flesh and life and chaos resistance, our resistance to our chaos resistance is at negative and 48%. Pretty bad still. So alright, what else am I supposed to discuss? And of course, I also have clarity for our mana regeneration. And what else am I supposed to discuss? Yeah, so our effective life is at 1711, with our energy shield at 437, and our effective mana is at 221. Alright, so let's get into some gameplay. So ideally, the tactic would be something like this. First, you cast the spell totem, and then of course you then cast a couple of Raging Spirits, and probably curse them, and then of course cast the or summon some, what do you call this, raise some zombies. Our maximum zombies is 8, I believe. Hold on. All right, we're lacking one more. For a minion, for a minion build, these zombies really do a lot of damage. I kid you not. These guys can actually take down bosses or elite creatures or elite monsters. I'm sorry. So yeah, and I haven't really finished the merciless difficulty yet. So I'm pretty stoked, or I'm pretty hyped to see how these guys will do when it comes to Brutus and Merveil, because as we all know, Brutus does a ton of physical damage. So we'll see whether these guys are able to take those hits. All right, getting some more mobs over here. So yeah, it's a pretty good. So yeah, it's a pretty good. What do you call this? It is a pretty good build. So far, I haven't died, and the only reasons that I die is because of when I get in front of my minions and I don't summon the totem first, kind of like this. Every now and then you need to summon the totems first, so that it will give you a sort of a warning of whether there are monsters ahead. Hold on, let's get to Kuduku real fast here. Alright, here we go. Cast some Flammability and then cast some Raging Spirit. Even without the Raging Spirit, these guys are doing a lot of damage. I'm not kidding. That's why I'm really surprised that they really made the minions really more powerful with the succeeding patches that Path of Exile released. So as you can see there, the elemental proliferation is already doing its work, its magic. Yeah. So what else? I'm actually thinking of stuff to say. Normally, you know, I really find it really hard to talk and play at the same time. Okay, I got a lot of pending gems here. Yeah, and also one thing with the Raging Spirit skill gem is that they will have kind of like a short pause before they attack. They kind of like stand, you know, stand before they charge in. As you can see there, they don't automatically go for the mobs. You know, there's just this short time frame before they attack. So you guys may want to take note of that. But then, of course, when they charge, they will charge up until the their duration, you know, lasts, and then they will continue to attack monsters even off screen. So it's a pretty interesting skill gem, and it's a bit powerful in my opinion. Alright, we got a level here, and as promised, I will take some more life nodes. So our effective life now is at, hold on, this is Koduku, 1719. Let's press this, guys. We may want to get some distance so that we don't get hit. So as you can see, no zombie have died yet. So it's pretty powerful, guys. Pretty strong minion build here. All right. So that's about it for me, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoy the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm gonna see you guys in the next part of my video. Have a good one. Alright, so of course, you know, the mobs here will be very easy to kill, since of course this is only the cruel difficulty, and we have to